Many years ago, when my son was much younger, I got him a freestanding speed bag. I don't know if you're aware what that is, but instead of your traditional speed bag, which hangs down from the ceiling, think Rocky when he's sitting there and he's pounding away at the speed bag, that rat-a-tat-tat where you're getting the rhythm. It's one that instead is mounted on a base, which is usually filled with sand or water. It's about 70 some pounds after you fill it up. And then it has a flexible pole, which is adjustable to a certain height up to 5.5 foot, and then you have the speed bag on top of it, and the flexible pole, of course, gives. And what's wonderful about them, instead of standing there and hitting the speed bag, which really is just an exercise in building up speed and working your hands, this instead allows you to work cardio and allows you to work on your footwork. And it really allows you to work on delivering punches and moving your head, and because realize that every time you're delivering that punch, that damn speed bag is coming back and it's delivering a punch towards you, and it's getting you acclimated to ducking, weaving, feinting, moving, coordinating your footwork with your head, delivering another punch, because again, force equals mass times acceleration, right? Einstein's theory. Every time you hit that damn bag, that bag is going to come back. And that's why you're constantly on the move. And it's a great cardio workout. Well, my son's gotten much older. He's out of the house. He's graduated from college. He's gone. So that piece of equipment now sits up in my movie theater room, and it's in the corner. So over the years, every now and then, I'm walking by it before the past year where my body is just totally collapsed, it seems. Every now and then, I'll go by it and I'll hit it in 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes, because it's fun and it's interesting. It's stuff that I used to do when I was younger, and it's neat because you get in that rhythm. But after 5, 6 minutes, suddenly your arms start to get tired, they get that burn, and suddenly, instead of you hitting that bag, the bag starts to hit you. Well, that's the analogy I give you, and that's what happened to Conor McGregor last night. Because I'm watching the fight, and pretty much did it not play out like I told you it would from the day the fight was announced many months ago, to when I talked about the fight about 6 weeks ago, to how I told you it would play out yesterday in the video report. So I'm watching the fight last night, and it was pretty much, as I said, what I expected. But the telltale sign to me was round number 3, when I saw Conor McGregor start to breathe through his mouth. That's it, guys. The fight was over. He was gassed. He was winded. And that's when the bag, in this case, Floyd Mayweather, decided, hey, now it's time for me to start punching you. McGregor put on a nice little show. He came out, he used an unorthodox style of throwing punches because, hey, he's not a boxer. He changed styles, switching from southpaw to traditional. It looked nice. He delivered some nice punches. He threw a lot of punches in the fight, didn't connect on a hell of a lot of them. It was entertaining for 2.5 rounds. And then once he started breathing out of his mouth, he was gassed. And you saw Floyd stop smiling, and Floyd went to work. Now, Floyd Mayweather did not put on a great performance because he's past his prime. He was past his prime a few years ago, but he did enough. He did more than enough. And he won the fight as everybody thought he would, except those that were foolish enough to actually think McGregor had a chance. Again, he wasn't a boxer. He didn't grow up being a boxer. He didn't train to be a boxer, and you saw last night. He's just a guy who thought, hey, let me, because I'm a fighter in a different sport, not a fighter that happens to be a boxer, take on a skilled guy, a boxer who has the reflexes, who throws combinations, throws punches for a living. Let me take him on and make $100 million. Can you blame him? Absolutely not. But still, it was somewhat entertaining, I guess. People got their money's worth, perhaps. And you got to give credit to McGregor because he won a couple of rounds. I do believe that Mayweather carried him for a couple of rounds late, and I wonder if it's because Mayweather figured maybe people want to get their money's worth. I do think the referee was absolutely right for stopping the fight. He really could have stopped it in the 9th round, let alone the 10th. He had to stop it then because McGregor was just out on his feet. He had nothing left. One of the things I find interesting is that guys that aren't boxers, You saw it in the fight last night. They have no idea how to clinch. They have no idea how to hold and grab. They have no idea how to buy themselves time by clinching. And when they're clinching, they have no idea how to slip in some extra cheap shots and punches when the refs are trying to break things up. You saw that last night with McGregor. So again, it was an exhibition. It was a spectacle. It wasn't a fight. If you enjoyed it, if you paid money for it, and you walked away happy, God bless you. For those that spent money, using what Steve and I often talk about in football, the power of money. If you were willing to lay, like the $1 million bettors in Vegas, if you were willing to bet 4-1, 5-1, 6-1 odds to cash in an easy winning ticket on Mayweather, God bless you too. But please, let's put this one to bed. It wasn't a fight. It was entertainment. That's all that was last night. In terms of some of the interesting stats coming out of that fight, Mayweather connected on 53% of his 320 punches because he wasn't fighting a boxer. He was fighting a guy who was just a fighter in another sport. McGregor landed 26% of his 430 punches, and none of them did any damage because he didn't know how to deliver those punches. Mayweather landed 58% of his power punches. McGregor, the guy who was such a fierce warrior, just 25% of his power punches. And interesting, going back to the Manny Pacquiao fight, which Mayweather was 2.5 years younger because he had over a 730 or 40 some day layoff before last night's fight. In the Pacquiao fight, Mayweather landed only 34% of his punches, and a lot of people have made issue in this comparing these two fights. But just remember this: he did land 48% of his power punches in that fight against Manny, and last night he had 58% of his power punches as well. So he got the job done. But listen, retire. You made $300 million last night. You'll buy 17 more exotic cars, and you'll be broke still and have IRS problems. I'm just saying. That's how it goes in boxers when they retire. That's why they keep coming back. Let's get to your compliment. Oh, by the way, I won my 15-dime best bet yesterday. My college opening kickoff lock of the year. Now 8-3-1 with that play over the past 12 years. I hope you got it. With Colorado State, it was the half-price play of the day. Do not get that excited about Colorado State. It was an overwhelming victory, but it was also a tight game because Colorado State showed you, as I told you they would, if you got the play and the analysis yesterday, that they are a good offensive team with a lot of returning starters, 3 offensive linemen back, their starting quarterback, their 3 top running backs who accounted for 2,400 yards and 24 touchdowns a year ago. But they are a team that couldn't stop anybody last year defensively. They had problems stopping Oregon State yesterday defensively, and this is an Oregon State team that has a rebuilt wide receiver core, has 3 new starting offensive linemen, has a starting quarterback who was starring at JUCO action last year at Ventura Community College in California and was making his first ever D1 start yesterday, and they couldn't keep Oregon State out of the end zone yesterday. Oregon State, had 27 points and over 430 yards in total offense. Keep that in mind because 6 days from now, Colorado State is going to be playing Colorado in Denver. And then a few weeks later, they're going to go to Tuscaloosa and they're going to play Alabama. Colorado State is not that good. Here on the video report, I told you Hawaii should have been favored. Well, listen. They were down by 4, getting 3.5 until they won the game outright at Amherst against Massachusetts, a team that was 2-8 a year ago. Hawaii gets the job done. I warned you about South Florida laying the big points at San Jose State, and the Spartans managed to stay within the number to get the cover. So all in all, it was a damn good time to come back after a 3-week absence. I'll take it. Your complimentary play today, I'm going to go with the Dodgers on the run line as a $1.10 dog. With Yu Darvish coming off the disabled list. Now, the Dodgers have won all 3 of his starts since acquiring him from the Rangers. First 2, he pitched magnificently. The last one, he left after a very brief appearance because he had a little twinge in his back. But Dodgers weren't too concerned with it. Darvish wasn't too concerned with it. Dodgers have scored 19 runs in his 3 starts. They could use a little offense after being shut out yesterday. I think it was a 3-0 loss to Milwaukee. The Dodgers, they're slumping. They're now only 52-14 at home this season. The Brewers are going with Jimmy Nelson. He has pitched exceptionally well. In 4 career starts against the Dodgers, he has a 1.33 earned run average, including 8 scoreless innings in his last start against them in Miller Park on June 2nd. But Nelson is in a little bit of a slump. His last 3 starts, his earned run average is 9, as he's allowed 26 hits and 15 innings of work. And on the road this year, he has not pitched nearly as well as he has in Milwaukee, as his earned run average is 4.3 on the road. That's almost 1 run more than it is at home. So I will go with the Dodgers to rebound, laying the 1.5 runs, which makes them a slight home dog in this one as your complimentary play for Sunday. And I'll talk to you again Monday, guys. Good luck, everybody.